All right. Today on the Franklin Community High School Career Exploration Project, we are joined by one of our own, still in school and working, making that money, working her way up. We have with us Brooklin Whitlock. She is a vet assistant at Whiteland Animal Clinic. Brooklin, how are you?
I'm good. Real good.
Good. Shouldn't you be in school right now? No.
Lunch period.
Oh, okay. Good deal. So first of all, I guess just tell everyone about your role, kind of what you do, and what any jobs that you may have had that have gotten you here.
So I'm a vet assistant at Whiteland Animal Clinic. I've been working there. I'm about to hit my 3-month mark, or my 90-day mark on Valentine's Day. So it's coming up real fast. I've only had 2 other jobs before this. It was a diner around downtown Franklin. I worked at Marshall's. Working there have definitely taught me about how to talk to people and how to communicate through them to where they can understand what I'm trying to say almost. Mm-hmm. Working at Marshall's also taught me how to work financial ways, like dealing with money, dealing with inventory, stuff like that. And then, I was working at a diner as a hostess and just talking to people, having a daily conversation with them, talking about something like, oh, how's the weather today? Or just having small conversations with them, especially since now a vet assistant, as I want to go into the field, I can actually talk about stuff that I want to learn about and what I am learning about currently. So.
Right. So as you're in your role as a vet assistant, what are some of your daily tasks?
Daily tasks are checking in and out clients with their patients, having to go over treatment, pretty much saying what they need and how it's going to fix it, filling medications, going into rooms with my doctor to help restrain and help learn about what's going on and how to help treat the patient. I'm also doing inventory at the night, putting away cash box, counting money, how much we made in the day. Other than that, I'm trying to think. We also do normal cleanings, try to keep the place clean. And then I also sometimes assist with surgery. So.
Oh, very cool. So how did you get this role? Like what kind of education and training did you get for this?
Yeah. So I go to C9. So this is part of my internship as well, but I'm working before and after school now. So I went to C9 junior year to do the veterinary careers for my first year. Pretty much learned all the basics about the anatomy, the behavior, how to trim a dog's nails, simple stuff like that. And pretty much I decided to do year number 2, which is an internship. I started off at Southport Animal Hospital as just an intern, unpaid, just learning while I was there and getting the experience of casually growing there and then casually working my way up caused me to be more confident in the job that I have now. So I'm now doing a whole bunch of stuff without having to double check what I'm doing and stuff like that because I'm confident enough to where I know where I'm going with my plan.
Right.
So C9 definitely was probably my education and training for it.
Yeah, that's a fantastic place to go.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I guess what led you to this profession and what are kind of some of your longer term goals?
Yeah. I'm going to college to be a veterinarian. I've always wanted to own my own business. I've always thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I feel like me putting my love with animals and then putting my love with the business side of things definitely makes sense to me, as well as I get to see puppies almost every day. That's not a bad thing. So yeah, that's probably what led me to was learning I could help animals because a lot of people want to help people, but animals are part of the family too. So
yeah. Getting those little puppy cuddles and those little puppy nipples on your finger. That's always a good thing.
Oh yeah.
So your job, it's obviously, we talked about some pros, the puppy cuddles. What are some other pros that you see and what are some cons for it? Some things you just don't like as much?
Yeah. Pros would probably be obviously the puppy cuddles and the kittens. Also, I know not a lot of people like the bloody stuff, but I'm in love with surgery. Like, I love just doing normal spays and neuters, stuff like that. It's awesome to me. Also, pros is working so close with everybody. You definitely make relationships and you definitely build up as a team, especially if you're working with the same amount of girls 7 days a week. It's awesome. The cons definitely are when we have euthanasias and have to put down or put to sleep animals. Definitely hard, especially when you have to put them down for a reason that doesn't really make sense to the client, and they're very confused and very sad, and you have to understand what they're feeling at the same time, but having to get your job done is really difficult.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. I've got a dog, and I got him when he was 6 weeks old, and he's I think he's 8 now, seven or 8. And my wife kind of teases me about, she's like, I don't know if I want to be around you when we have to put him down. I think I'll take probably like 3 weeks off of work. So he's my little buddy.
It's hard.
So as far as you, obviously you like animals, and someone who likes animals and loves animals would be good for this profession. What other, you think, personality types or what other likes would be good at this? And what are some people who maybe would not be good at your profession going into the vet field?
Yeah, so for a vet assistant, it's different than a vet. I feel like for a vet assistant, you definitely have to be very outgoing and you have to be welcoming and warming to others. You're talking to people all day, every day. So you have to make sure you have to like have patience with everybody, especially if they're going through a rough time. I mean, you can't really rush anything. Being a veterinarian, I feel like you would have to have the personality traits of like, you have to be very stern almost in a sense, only with like, okay, we have to do this and this is the only way we can do it, treatment wise. But yeah, definitely just outgoing people who are very like have the patience that can deal with clients who are a little upset with you or a little upset in general. And then you also have to be able to keep moving. So you have to be fast paced because the vet field is always going to be a fast paced field no matter where you go.
Yeah, absolutely. So how would you suggest someone prepare for this field and for this career?
Definitely. I would say the C9 program definitely helped me out a lot. It really, when I joined C9, it was more just to play with the puppies. But after taking the class, I realized I actually do like the field. I feel like to prepare for it, you should definitely learn about an animal's anatomy because that's the most important part is you need to know where everything's going on. You also want to make sure you understand like some rules that there is like, oh, don't let puppies kiss you in the face. They might have worms, like all that all the time. So you also might want to learn protocols, stuff like that. So just like basic, a lot of it is common sense and you learn from working in the vet field, you get adjusted. So.
Yeah. Okay. So last question here, Brooklyn. This is kind of a weird one because I've asked everyone this and I'm asking you, and you're still in high school.
Yeah.
So what is some advice you could give maybe to younger you or just in general? What do you think you would have liked to have known?
I think if my first couple jobs, I was very nervous and introverted. I was a sophomore, so I wasn't very versed with work, anything like that. I wish I was more outgoing in my previous work, and I wish that I came into this job outgoing and being confident, acting confident. Because when I started, I acted like I didn't know anything because I was so scared. But I realized if you're going to be working here in the field long term, you need to know all of this and you need to act like it, or nobody's going to want to work with you and you're probably not going to be able to work in the field. So definitely try to be outgoing as much as possible and be yourself in that sense. Like try to just, if you don't know anything, definitely ask questions because you can always ask questions and nobody would be mad at you for asking a question. So yeah.
Very good. Very good. Be confident and ask questions. You can't go wrong if you do either, if you've got it. So awesome. Well, hey, Brooklyn, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing some of your experience and your vast array of knowledge. We look forward to watching you go off to college and become a vet and own your own practice and just achieve all your dreams. That is going to be very cool. So
Thank you.
Once again, Brooklyn Whitlock. She is a vet assistant at Whiteland Animal Clinic. Thank you for joining us.